What's up, my One Piece Nakama? This is your host, Ro. Today on Ro Talk, we will be talking about my reactions of chapter 1008 of One Piece. But first, before we get into that sauce, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out your day to watch this video. It means a lot to me that you guys out there are supporting the channel. It really goes a long way with me, and it helps me keep producing more episodes and more reviews and reactions to One Piece. So guys, please continue to show me support. Without any further ado, let's get into that chapter. Let's go! Let's just talk about the elephant in the room already in the first page that we have, and it's about Oden. Is Oden really back? And guys, I'm addressing the elephant right now just to prep you in ahead of time that he is not back right now. It was foreshadowed, like I was telling you guys in my last previous chapter review, that it had to probably be one of my 4 reasons, and turns out it was actually Kanjuro. Kanjuro was actually drawing a picture of Oden at the time. And it was kind of foreshadowed, especially in the One Piece community, and more what the logical process will be of how Oden actually is alive or not alive. And it turns out it was just Kanjuro. Kanjuro's plan would have worked too. He fought all the Skybirds except for one, and that was Ashura Doji. Ashura Doji was not buying it whatsoever. He always showed to me in this Wano arc that he's intelligent and he's smart and he's logical. And he has shown that talent right now as well too. He was trying to convince all the other people of the Skybirds that this person was not Oden. And it took to him to actually have to cut Oden and to show there was no blood coming from him to convince them all, because they all wanted to believe so badly that Oden was alive. Who wouldn't though? Somebody that you looked up to like a father figure, a best friend, and you see them came back, your heart will want you to believe that right then and there. But Ashura Doji showed that he has to be logical. He wants to win this war, and he actually wants to honor Oden at the moment. So he used his mind and to convince all the rest of the Skybirds that this person was not Oden. When the other Skybirds realized this person wasn't Oden, they had to come to figure out who this person actually could be. And they had to draw in the details. You see what I did there? Drawing in details. And they figured out it was none other than Kanjuro. Once they figured out it was Kanjuro and they said it out loud, then Kanjuro started talking through Oden and saying that he will have his revenge and kill Momonosuke. And then that's when they all got a real alert. All the Skybirds had to go rush to go find Momonosuke before he did, because Momonosuke is the son of Oden, and they had to have that heritage stay alive. So then they had to make a devise a plan, and none other than Ashura Doji himself, one of my favorite Skybirds, he'd make that ultimate sacrifice by taking him and the drawing of the picture of Oden out the window and blowing each other up. It was touching. But Oda never really kills off characters like that at all. It was moving that Ashura sacrificed himself for it so everybody else can go save Momonosuke. But Oda never kills off characters ever. Like it takes a lot for Oda to actually kill off a character, and he has even made comments in the past like he doesn't like when characters die in this anime. So just take that for caution, just in case you see Ashura Doji come back up. I'm pretty sure he will come back up and do like a last minute save on somebody. But yeah, Ashura Doji is probably not dead, guy. And right after Ashura Doji made the ultimate sacrifice, Kinemon is filled with rage, and his veins in his eyes are just bulging out at this moment, and he's shouting Kanjuro's name, and Kanjuro and Kinemon look like they will have the duel eventually, because it looks like a foreshadowing that I'm seeing. But my Skybirds cannot get a break, because as soon as they get out, they pop right into Jack the Drought. After making one sacrificing from Ashura Doji, Dogstorm seems like he wants to follow the exact same lead about taking Jack on by himself. And Jack, it has shown that he is a commander for one, and he's more capable of fighting Dogstorm and Cat Viper at the same time. And that was in Sulon form, but Dogstorm is saying that they both are injured at the moment, so it's a fair fight. And plus, he's not trying to win the fight; he's just trying to occupy Jack a little bit longer so they can go rescue Momonosuke. And then, which is one of the best quotes in One Piece in a while right now. So everybody knows that previously back on the Zou that Jack used a poisonous gas to win his battle with Dogstorm and Cat Viper. And then right now, when Dogstorm and Cat Viper had a fight with Jack earlier before they fought Kaido, they was in Sulon form. And so now we have another quote between Dogstorm and Jack. And right now, Jack is saying that you think you could beat me by yourself to Dogstorm, and then aren't you going to use It's No Moon that you're going to see down here below where we're at. And then Dogstorm responds back to him and says, I was just thinking the same thing. There's no poisons over here as well, too. So it was just a great little conversation right there that you got to love that fire that they are bringing right now with this rivalry or this back and forth between Dogstorm and Jack. Speaking of fire, it's shown that, guess what, guys? Like I said, Oda never kills off any characters. Orochi's back, and he wants to burn down the whole building. And Orochi is mad that Kaido went back on his word. And I meant to mention as well, too, that also Kanjuro was back as well, too. And he was supposed to be dead as well. So Oda never kills off characters, really. You really have to see, like, great evidence that the character is gone. And Orochi's back, and it was kind of foreshadowed because he was just seen getting one of his heads cut off, and he was a Hydra. And you know, once you cut out one Hydra neck off or the head off, two more grow back. So Orochi's still a part of the game, and I'm so glad he is, because I still didn't think he met what he was actually supposed to get back in return after all the evil, grimy stuff that he did in his life at Wano, or what he did. I think the people itself has to see Orochi go down as well too. Or I could maybe even seeing some type of way of Oda has like a redemption that Orochi has to climb himself back up and redeem, like make him back into caring nature about it, and make the two families coexist with one another. But I'd rather just see Orochi get X'd out by all the people of Wano, and they just live happy ever after. What I really love to see if Luffy just gives him one of those celestial dragon punches. If he does that, I'll be super satisfied with that, because that's what he needs right now. On the next panel, we go to see Momonosuke, Yamato, and Shinobu still running and fleeing from the Kaido's army. And then we get to see that Momonosuke starts to give Yamato more details about his powers, and saying that his powers are more kind of drawn to his emotions, like I was saying last chapter, my last review, I should say. And it says whenever he gets surprised or gets saddened, he can control his powers very well. And Yamato's already putting two and two together about how her powers, how Kaido power, her father powers, are very similar to Momonosuke's. And she's saying that she wished she had a power like this. And then they start to break off to a different conversation, and they are just curious about how Luffy is doing at this moment fighting against Kaido, since that's where Yamato really wants to be, to fight against Kaido. And then the most interesting thing that happened in this chapter is that Momonosuke knew exactly how Luffy was doing. He states that Luffy is greatly weakened, but he's somehow still fine. And then it was like, oh, good to know. But then it was like, huh? How do you know that, Momonosuke? And I got a couple of predictions myself, a reason why I believe that Momonosuke knows how he is doing. My first prediction, what I believe Momonosuke knows exactly how Luffy is doing, is one, that the voice of all things is working through his head. And some way or somehow, Zunisha is up there and watching the whole entire thing and he can see what's going on. That's one way. Or at the exact same time, since he is the voice of all things, maybe he has more connect to like all different types of beasts. And maybe Kaido, he can see through, since Kaido is a beast or a dragon at the moment, he can see through Kaido's eyes. And maybe he can even control Kaido too. That could be even a big twist in some type of way. But that's one of my predictions, just because of the voice of all things. No one knows exactly what's the power of voice of all things, but we all know that Momonosuke has the capability, and it's shown that he has the voice of all things. And then my second prediction is that Momonosuke and Kaido are both dragons. In some type of telepathic way, they both can make me on the same dragon wavelength in their head, and some type of just be able to communicate and feel what the other person is feeling in a mental aspect type of way. And those are my two predictions that I believe. I'm going to more towards the first one, the voice of all things. Maybe it could be something so simple that Zunisha is all the way up top and watching the whole entire fight. Because don't forget, Zunisha is taller than most everything in the world. It was super high. So I think that could probably be the main reason why, is that Zunisha is probably showing Momonosuke how the fight is going down. And we get to everybody's probably most disappointing page of the chapter, is that how Kaido looks in his hybrid dragon form. To me, guys, it's okay. I really wanted Kaido to be more menacing looking. I feel like Oda has drawn everybody else's hybrid way better than he just did Kaido. And Kaido is an emperor. You can look at Drake's hybrid form. You can look at people like Page One, Alti, and even Marco. They all had better hybrid forms, to me, in my opinion, than Kaido does at this moment. And guys, and we still haven't even seen how Kings or Queens, Who's, Black Maria's hybrid form looks like right now. I was just kind of a little disappointed about that, but Oda can make it all up to us if he shows how powerful that Kaido has gotten in his hybrid form, because I believe it's going to be a beast, and everybody knows it's going to be a beast. Tell me that don't look like Piccolo being a dragon. If Piccolo was a dragon, that's exactly how Kaido would look like right now. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on how it is. I just think Oda could have did a better job, especially with all the fan art that is out there on how Kaido would have looked with it. It's way better. And I'm just still kind of a little upset about it. But nonetheless, then Oda brings us back to the top of Onishigima. We get to see Luffy and them boys going at it with the Yonkos still. And we see them come up with a strategy on trying to separate the two emperors from each other. Because with them by each other, they are too good of a duo to be messing with. They don't even seem to be taking even damage, so they want to separate them some type of way. And my question just comes up to my head, is Zoro and Luffy going to just separate from everybody else and fight like Kaido? Because if they do that and they win from that feat, that is a big feat. That is going to be a huge feat, that two people fought against one emperor and won, compared to the other three that had three people. So I'm looking forward to see how they going to work that out. It's getting very interesting, guys, in this world of One Piece right now. I feel sorry for the people that don't watch One Piece or don't understand One Piece or relate to the party, because it's definitely getting very interesting. It has me waiting for next week. And we get a chapter next week, so there we go. That's what I'm talking about. But guys, this was my review, my reaction of 1008 of One Piece. It's been fun, like always. Guys, if you did like the video, please leave a like down below and comment down and tell me what you think is going to happen in the next chapter. Until next time, guys, it's been fun. This has been Ro. To the next one, peace.